Hi, I'm PJ Hughes. I'm a designer on Killzone 2. So this is the introduction of the first boss in the game, which is the Heavy in the level Blood Meridian. And here we go. So the purpose of this scene is just to introduce this huge guy. It's kind of a mini boss along the way in Blood Meridian. This is your first encounter with him. He's also featured later in the game. As you can see, we transition straight into the scene from first person. Generally try to do this in the game to keep the sense of immersion for the player. So as you can see here, we've got the Heavy, which is a huge Helghast in a huge reinforced suit, very tough boss. We kind of wanted to make him seem like an unstoppable force. So yeah, when we were designing this, we looked at several different ways of trying to kill him, because obviously he is so hugely powerful and you're not going to last much longer in the open with him. Counteracting that, he is slow and there are weak spots where you can take him out. So this guy kind of comes midway through Blood Meridian, and his main purpose is to slow the player down. You know, he's a little more powerful than your regular soldier. As you can see, he's got very clunky armory, so he's very slow, but he's also very powerful. So if you look closely there, you can see flashing coming from the tanks on his back. That's actually a fuel found on Helghan that's very relevant in the story and is being used to fuel weaponry and guys like this. And you'll probably encounter more things like this later in the game as you progress. So yeah, that's the Heavy. Hope you enjoy your first encounter with him, and I'll hand over to Floris, who'll discuss the ATAC with you.
My name is Floris. I'm a game designer on Killzone 2, and I'm going to talk a little about the second boss that you encounter, which is the ATAC, the flying robot. You basically encounter the ATAC when you arrive in Radek's office and you find him gone, and they sent this robot after you to basically get you. And so it fires through the windows, and you sort of have a bit of a build-up to it. You have to flee out of there because you're in great danger. So you run up the stairs, you and your buddies, but as you sort of get onto the roof, the ATAC fires a couple of missiles and separates you from your buddies. So now you're stuck out on this roof of the academy, only you versus the ATAC. What we tried to do with the ATAC is really make it, give it a sort of an animal feel. The secondary motions in the wings and the sounds are very like a screamy type of, almost like animalistic sounds that it has, and the way it also moves, it's almost like a giant insect sort of preying on you. We gave it the lights so it could stand out more against the background, and it always also gives it a bit more Helghasty look, because the red eyes are obviously the big key thing about the Helghast. Yeah, the ATAC isn't the easiest of enemies. It dodges rockets because it's very fast moving, and it obviously has a lot of firepower. It has a machine gun and it can fire rockets at you. So basically your only option is to stun it. There's lightning coils on the roof, and you can basically discharge the lightning that they caught of the hostile weather from the Helghan planet by shooting at the lightning coils, and they discharge, and if the ATAC's near it, it gets stunned. And that's sort of your moment, your window of opportunity to put a rocket on him and damage him. So I hope you enjoy fighting the ATAC. I'm gonna pass you off to Rob, who's gonna talk about the next boss, which is the ARC Trooper.
Hi, my name is Rob Heald. I'm a designer, and I primarily work on AI and difficulty balancing. This is the intro to the ARC Trooper encounter. This is a mini boss in our game. We wanted to create a variation on the heavy characters who you meet at various points in the game, mix it up a little for the player and give them something a little bit unexpected, as well as introducing one of the coolest new weapons in the game, which is the electricity gun, which you see the guy carrying there. So the player finds himself in an enclosed arena, not too many ways out. They're there on their own with the guy. So this is a fairly vicious character. He'll track you down wherever you go and give you a good blast with the electricity gun. If you try and hide, he'll fire electricity grenades at you. We tried to mix things up a little after the heavy. So players will probably initially try to shoot the guy in the head. This doesn't get them very far, and so they're going to search around for an alternative way of stunning this guy so that they can shoot his backpack and take him down. We kind of conceived of this character as a sort of really an industrial worker type. The Helghast have somehow created these much larger than normal individuals who are the heavy characters in the game, and we wanted to make him look as sort of industrial and workmanlike as possible. So I hope people out there enjoy taking on this guy. We certainly enjoyed making him. I'm going to pass you on now to Dennis, who's going to talk about the last boss you encounter in the game.
Hello everybody, my name is Dennis Sopfi. I'm a senior designer at Guerrilla Games, and we're going to talk today about Radek and his boss battle. The idea with Radek was that first you have to defeat his personal guards together with Rico, and eventually when you thinned out his troops you will get a one-on-one with him. You need to kind of spot him because he will relocate after he has been hit a lot of times. He will try to outflank you, and he will try to surprise you by appearing behind you, above you. When we were thinking of the enemies that the player will fight against, we needed some right hand of Azari that basically is the commander of the Helghast troops. He needed to be some vicious character, ruthless, and really a guy from on the battlefield. He loves to get his hands dirty. And he kind of had a vengeance on Sav and his troops. They encounter each other a couple of times during the story, and eventually it will come to a peak in the palace. And this is a very different encounter than the other bosses, as this is more of a free roaming kind of area, while the other ones are more restricted in the way you can move around the bosses. So the idea is that you as a player have to be aware of where he is. He's kind of a sneaky guy, try to outsmart you during the battle, so you have to be very aware of where he is, together with Rico. Watch for visual clues and also audio clues. We use the audio very well to kind of determine where he is, according to your position. So hope you guys enjoy the battle with him when you eventually get to him. Good luck, don't give up, and eventually you'll make it. So that's it for the IGN Developer Diaries. I hope you enjoyed it, and well, we'll see you again in our next game.